Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pada hari ini kami akan membentangkan topik tentang guidelines on safe use of press machine. Sebab itu, grup kami mempunyai 4 orang ahli. Yang pertama, Ahmad Iskandar bin Muhammad KHALIL. Yang kedua, Muhammad Umair bin ROSLEE. Yang ketiga, Muhammad RIDHUWAN bin MOHADIR. Yang keempat, Muhammad RASYIDI bin A.RAHIM. Kita akan terus ke introduction. Utility of machinery memberikan perubahan yang besar terhadap ekonomi Malaysia. Pertambahan penggunaan mesin menyebabkan juga pertambahan terhadap isu keselamatan terhadap pekerja. The machine will cause of many injuries, especially hand injuries. Kebanyakannya press machine mengeluarkan automotive part, iron metal dan sebagainya. Sebagai contoh, kenderaan, microwave dan juga bag luggage dan sebagainya. The guideline has been created and given to advise on caution that can be taken. Objective: the guideline on safe use of press machine was exist to enable the worker and management to understand on hazard and risk management, safety feature, procedure, safety information and training as their provision and use to avoid or reduce of injury. Legal provision. Yang pertama adalah Sheet 15/2 OSHA 1994 menyatakan every employee is required to ensure the press machine are absolutely maintained and safely to use it. Yang kedua, Section 24(1)(c) every employee should wear or use the protective equipment PPE such as helmet, glove and others. That's all for me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Muhammad Umair bin ROSLEE. Saya akan sambung berkaitan dengan press machine introduction. Power press is a functional sheet metal machine that is utilized for bending, cutting, pressing and forming piece into the different size and shape. It is primarily used in the metal manufacturing firms and shop. The machinery has an ability to clamp the sheet of metal between the machinery tools. Its force of tonnage as well as working length define its elementary framework. We have 3 types of press machine. We have the first one is mechanical press, servo press, hydraulic press and pneumatic press. For mechanical press is any machine that exert pressure to form or shape or cut the materials or extract liquid or compress a solid. The second we have servo press. Servo press is a press machine that use a servo motor as the drive source. The advantage of the servo motor is that it can control both the position and speed of the output shaft compared to a constant cycle speed. Next we have hydraulic press. Hydraulic press is a machine press using a hydraulic cylinder to generate a compressive force. Last we have pneumatic press. Pneumatic press derived is a primary mechanical action such as shearing, punching, bending, forming, and others. Press work area. Press work area is typical manual drill press. Compared to other power metal cutting tools, a drill press is a fairly simple, but it has evolved into a versatile necessity for every machine shop. We have hazard area. Press work area hazard of press machine make very simple movement downward and upward of the slide. Every each cycle stroke, the machine operator will load the work piece into the lower dice and unload from work piece after complete the cycle. Next we have type of accident. The first one, pinch, second, hit, and last, crash. The pinch, many cases occurred at small press. Hit, a few cases occur at large press, and crash, a few cases occur at large press as well. Next we have electrical control system. Electrical control unit is a device regulates the sequence and interlocking of all systems in a press machine using logic control such as relays, circuit, programmable logic controller, or microcontroller. Lastly, we have machine safety according to ISO 12100. The first one, we have reducing risk by design, that is construction safe machine. And the second is safeguarding. Safeguarding divide by two. The first one is by isolation and by shutdown. By isolation, divide by two, safety, the safety barrier and safety device. And by shutdown, also divide by two, safety device and safety barrier. So by isolation, a hazard and a person by space. But for by shutdown, isolation, a hazard and a person by time. For the third is additional preventive measure, divide by two, emergency stop device and securing of energy zero state. Adding a preventive measure for allowable risk. And lastly, information in use residual risk, displaying hazardous state. Residual risk should be noticeable to user.
So this is my example for the hazard. I choose chemical hazard. Abu worked at chemical factory. He have to work near with the radioactive. Radioactive may cause many problems that occur to the worker or people who near with it. So, work activity: manage chemical material at factory chemical. The hazard is substance that are known to cause or are substance to cause cancer. Inflame the surface of the parts of the body by their corrosive action. The effects: it may cause skin burn, itch, anthrax, ulcer in hand, nose or else, and cancer. To exit this control, we have to wear a complete set of chemical protective clothes. Also, we must not bring the fire or the fire source near with flammable. Likelihood is 4, severity is 5. So the risky is 20. It's with chemical, it's too dangerous for us to near with it. So we have to be very, very carefully. Recommendation: first, wear a complete set of chemical protective clothes. And number 2 is make sure to not bring fire source in the caution area. Additional control: dry dust type fire extinguisher to avoid firing. Administrative control. Make sure all systems close when leave the area. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Muhammad Rashidi bin A.RAHIM di 011-10-106 akan menerangkan type checklist for inspection operation internal. First checklist is check for loose bolt around the tooling area. Second, check lubrication on guided bed. Third, check the oil temperature or check the brand. Fifth, check the light curtain. Sixth, check the hydraulic power unit and system in functioning and free from any contaminant. And the last one, check for oil leak on all hydraulic lines. The second part is safety information. All workers, including maintenance personnel, must be required to follow all safety procedures of the mechanical press, including locking out and returning control of the mechanical press to their proper setting and configuration. The basic operation of press machine safety is measure against entry from outside yang upper limit of protection rate. Second, measure against entry from outside left or right side of protection rate. And the last is safety block or road. And the last part is training on safe use of press machine. The training method for the press machine is first, keep workers safe from hazard at work by identifying and managing hazard. Second, make sure work done is safely. Third, provide protective clothing and equipment. Fourth, train and supervise workers so they can work safely. Fifth, goods are being prepared and manufactured for trade. Sixth, construction work or forestry work is done. 7. In-house training using an internal and external competent personnel. 8. Periodic refresher training. 9. In a public access area. 10. Under the direct supervision of a dog. 11. On a guard tour of area. 12. In an area only used for the sale of goods or service. And the last is sharing information among operators and supervisors regarding fresh meat. Okay, that's all. Thank you.